I read the whole book, but y'all didn't read the whole book. So we're gonna touch on a few key points, bro. We're on chapter 32. We're just gonna jump straight to it. Let's do it. Using what God gave. Since we find ourselves fashioned to think all these excellent formed and marvelously formed parts in Christ's body, let's just go ahead and be what we're made to be. What you are is God's gift to you. What you do with yourself is your gift to God. God deserves your best. He shaped you for a purpose, and He expects you to make the most of it. He doesn't want you to worry about your coven abilities you don't have. Instead, He wants you to focus on talents He has given you. When you attempt to serve God in ways you're not shaped to serve, it feels like we're forcing a square peg into a round hole. It's frustrating and produces limited results. It's also wastes your time, your talent, and your energy. The best use of your life is to serve God out of your shape. To do this, you must discover your shape and learn to accept and enjoy it, and then develop it to the fullest potential. Discover your shape. The Bible says, don't act thoughtlessly, but try to find out and do whatever the Lord wants you to do. Don't let another day go by. Start finding out and clarifying what God intends for you to be and do. Begin by assessing your gifts and abilities. Take a long, honest look at what you're good at and what you're not doing. Paul advised, try to have a sense of estimate of your capabilities. Make a list. Ask other people for their candidate opinion. Tell them you're searching for the truth, not fishing for a compliment. Spiritual gifts and natural abilities are always confirmed by others. If you think you are gifted to be a teacher or a singer and no one else agrees, guess what? Guess what? If you want to know if you have the gift of leadership, just look over your shoulder. If no one is following you, you're not a leader. Ask questions like this. Where have I seen a fruit in my life that other people confirm? Where have I already been successful? Spiritual gifts, tests, and ability inventories can have some value, but they are limited in their useful. In the first place, they are standardized, so they don't. So they, my bad. All right, here we go. Spiritual gift tests and ability inventories can have some value, but they are limited in their usefulness. In the first place, they are standardized, so they don't take into account your uniqueness. Second, there are no definition of spiritual gifts given in the Bible, so any definition and usually represent a denomination bias. Another problem is that more mature you become, the more likely you are to manifest characteristics. You may be serving or teaching or giving generously out of maturity rather than because it is your spiritual gift. The best way to discover your gifts and abilities is to experiment with different areas of service. I have taken 100 gifts and ability tested as a young man and would have never discovered that I was gifted at teaching because I have never done it. It has only after I began accepting opportunity to speak that I saw results, received confirmation from others, and realized God has gifted me to do this. Many books, many books get discovered process backwards. They say discover your spiritual gift and then you will know what ministry you're supposed to have. It actually works the exact opposite. Just starting, just start serving, experimenting with different ministries, and then you'll discover your gifts. Until you're actually involved in serving, you're not going to know what you're good at. Hold on. Y'all want me to keep standing or y'all want me to, you feel me? I can sit down. All right, hold on. Another problem is that more more mature you become, the more likely you are to manifest the characteristic of the number of gifts. You may be serving or teaching or giving generously out of maturity rather than because it is your spiritual gift. The best way to discover your gifts and abilities is to experiment with different areas of service. I could have taken 100 gifts and ability tests as a young man and would have never discovered that I was gifted at teaching because I had never done it. It was only after I began accepting opportunities to speak that I saw results, received confirmations from others, and realized God has gifted me to do this. Many books get discovery process backwards. They say you discover your spiritual gift, and then you'll know what ministry you're supposed to have. It actually works the exact opposite way. Just start serving, experimenting with different ministries, and then you'll discover your gifts until you're exactly involved in serving. You're not going to know what you're good at. You have a dozen of hidden abilities and gifts you don't know. And gifts you don't know if you've gotten because you never tried. So I encourage you to try doing some things you've never done before. No matter how old you are, I urge you to never stop experimenting. I have met many people who discovered hidden talents in their 70s and 80s. I know a woman in her 90s who runs and wins 10K races and didn't discover that she enjoyed running until she was 78. Don't try to figure out your gifts before volunteering to serve someone. Just start serving. You discover your gifts by getting involved in ministry. Try teaching or leading or organizing or playing an instrument or working with teenagers. You will never know what you're good at until you try. When it doesn't work out, call it an experiment, not a failure. You will eventually learn what you're good at. Consider your heart and your personality. Paul advised, make a careful exploration or make a careful exploration of who you are and the work you have been given, and then sink yourself into them. Again, it helps to get feedback from those who you know best. Ask yourself questions. What do I really enjoy doing the most? When do I feel the most alive? What am I doing when I lose track of time? Do I like routine or variety? Do I prefer serving with a team or by myself? Am I introverted or extroverted? Am I more of a thinker or a feeler? Which do I enjoy more, competing or cooperating? Examine your experiences and extract the lessons you have learned. Review your life and think about how it has helped you. Moses told the Israelites, remember today what you have learned about the Lord through your experiences with him. Forgotten experiences are worthless. That's a good reason to keep a spiritual journal. Paul worried that believers in Guada would waste the pain they had been through. He said, were all your experiences wasted? I hope not. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I hope not. We rarely see God's purpose in pain or failure or embarrassment while it is happening. When Jesus washed Peter's feet, he said, You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand. Only in the hindsight do we understand how God intended a problem for good. Extracting the lessons from your experiences take time. I recommend that you take your entire weekend for a life review retreat where you pause to see how God works in various defining moments of your life and consider how he wants to use the lessons to help others. There are resources that can help you do this. Accept and enjoy your shape. Since God knows what's best for you, you should gratefully accept the way he has fashioned you. The Bible says what we have you, a human being, to cross-examine God. That pot has no right to say the potter, why do we make this shape? Surely a potter can do what he likes with the clay. Y'all niggas be on that weird shit. Your shape was sovereignly determined by God for His purpose, so you shouldn't resent it or reject it. Instead of trying, Instead of trying to reshape yourself to be like someone else, you should celebrate the shape God has given you. Christ has given each of us special abilities. Whatever He wants us to have out of His rich store, whatever He wants us to have out of His rich storehouse of gifts. What's going on, bro? This is the purpose-driven life, bro. Right now, I believe this is chapter 32, using what God gave you, bro. So I stop right there and touch on a few key points for y'all right now. Bro, it's just talking about using what God gave you, the abilities you have. When you're constantly looking at other folks' abilities, when you're constantly looking at others and saying, nah, I want their gifts and want that, you see what I'm saying? You lose yours. Not only do you lose yours, but you lose sight of your goals and your purpose and what you need to be doing. You see what I'm saying? So now you're all the way off track. You see what I'm saying? So you got to look at the gifts you do have. Don't think about the gifts He didn't bless you with. You see what I'm saying? Or the Most High didn't bless you with in general. You got to look at what you do have and what you can work with. Because everybody has gifts. But it's about what you good at doing. It's about what you passionate about and what you love. If you don't love that shit, you're not going to be able to do it. You see what I'm saying? Because every time you get into it, you're going to find a reason not to do it because you don't love it. You don't have a passion for it. When you have a passion for it, you can get up and do it with ease. You see what I'm saying? So everybody has gifts. It's about finding out what you want to do, though. What you want to do. You see what I'm saying? And what did the Most High bless you to do? And what abilities did He bless you with? You see what I'm saying? So we finna get into it. The Bible warns us never to compare ourselves with others. Do your own work. Do your own work well, and then you will have something to be proud of. But don't compare yourself with others. There are two reasons why you should never compare your shape. Why you should never compare your shape, ministry, or the results of your ministry with anyone. First, you will always be able to find someone who seems to be doing a better job than you, and you will become discouraged. Or you will always be able to find someone who doesn't seem as effective as you, and you will get full of pride. Either attitude will take you out of service and rob you of your joy. Paul said it is foolish to compare ourselves with others. He said we do not dare to classify or compare ourselves with someone, with some who commend themselves. When they measure themselves by themselves and compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise. The Message paraphrase says, in all this comparing and grading and competing, they quite miss the point. You will find that people do not understand your shape for ministry, will criticize you and try to get you to conform to what they think you should be doing. Ignore them. Ignore them. Paul often had to deal with critics who misunderstood and misaligned his service. His response was always the same: avoid comparison, resi- resist extractions, and seek only God's condemnation. One of the reasons Paul was used to be so greatly by God was that he refused to be distracted by criticism or by comparing his ministry with others by being drawn into fruitless debates about his ministry. As John Bowen said, if my life is fruitless, it doesn't matter who praises me. And if my life is fruitful, it doesn't matter who criticizes me. Keep developing your shape. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Keep developing your shape. Jesus' parable of talents. Jesus' parable with the talents illustrates that God expects us to make the most of what He gives us. We are we are cultivated. We are to cultivate our gifts and abilities, keep our hearts aflame, grow our character and personality, and broaden our experiences so we will be increasingly more effective in our service. Paul told the Paul told the Philippians to keep on growing in your knowledge and understanding, and he reminded Timothy, kindle afresh the gift of God which is in you. If you don't exercise your muscles, they weaken and atrophy. In the same way, if you don't utilize the abilities and skill God has given you, you will lose them. Jesus taught the parable of the talents to emphasize this truth. Referring to the servant who failed to use his one talent, the master said, Take the talent from him and give it to the one who has the 10 talents. Fail to use what you've been given and you'll lose it. Use the ability you've got and God will increase it. Use the ability you've got and God will increase it. Paul told Timothy, be sure to use the ability God has given you. Put these abilities to work. Whatever gifts you have been given can be enlarged and developed through the practice. For instance, no one gets the gift of teaching fully developed, but with the study, feedback, and practice, a good teacher can become a better teacher, and with time, grow to be a master teacher. Don't settle for a half-developed gift. Stretch yourself and learn all you can. Concentrate on doing your best for God. Concentrate on doing your best for God. Work you won't be ashamed of. Take advantage of every training opportunity to develop and shape and sharpen your service skills. In the heavens, we are going to serve God forever. Right now, we can prepare for the eternal service by preparing on earth, like athletics preparing for the Olympics. We keep training for the big day. They do it for a gold medal that tarnishes and fades. Year after the one gold medal, it won't fade. We're getting ready for eternal responsibilities and rewards. Day 32, thinking about my purpose. God deserves my best. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved to a workman who does not need to be ashamed and who correctly handles the word of truth. Question to consider. How can I make the best use of what God has given me? That was chapter 32. So how can you make the best of the gift God has given you? By actually using it. A lot of folks shy away from their gifts because it's not what people want them to be doing, or it's like, nah. So I'm saying, yes, you can't worry about the critics. You need confirmation, but you can't worry about the critics. You just gotta do it, bro. And see where you going. And a lot of times, nigga, that's what you need to be doing. If you start off doing it and you love it and you like it, nigga, and that's your passion, there's no reason you shouldn't be doing that. It's purpose. And that's what you find your purpose in. Like it said in the book, nigga, you should just go out there and just do. When you just do, instead of just, I need to find my purpose. You just need to do, and then you will find your purpose. You will find what you enjoy. You'll find what you're good at. Then you'll get that confirmation you need. So I'm saying that's where all that comes from. You just gotta go out there and do it. A lot of folks got all these different excuses and these different things. Oh, I'm waiting on this so I can do this, and I'm waiting on it. Just go out there and do it. And doors will open up for you because you know what the hell you need to be doing. You see what I'm saying? That's what purpose is about. And it's eternal. It's nothing that'll fade quick. See, a lot of times, nigga, we get instant gratification for something and we think that's our purpose. That's not your purpose. You see what I'm saying? When you get instant gratification for something and you just like it, you may keep doing it, like, this what I'm meant to be doing. No, you just like the money that's involved with it. And that may not be your purpose because you may not be good at that shit. You see what I'm saying? So it all depends, bro. You gotta love what you're doing, though. You gotta love what you're doing, bro. That was chapter 32. So, bro, what do y'all think? What are y'all opinions on that? What do y'all feel your purpose is and where you need to go? Because it's not hard to get there. You just gotta put your best foot forward. Like I said, just do. It's a mental thing. It's 90% mental, 10% physical. You ever heard that saying? Yes, I know a lot of y'all have. So slang, you just gotta go out there and do. And when you getting this shit done, nigga, it's gonna be folks that come along your journey and that confirm that, okay, this is what you need to be doing, and this is the direction you need to go at. When you got damn timid and don't have the confidence in yourself, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna goddamn, nah, I need to go here. Nah, I need to go this way. Stop letting everybody pull on your energy. It's an energy thing. You gotta be the one to harvest your energy. So I thank y'all for tapping in with me. Like, comment, subscribe, we're gonna get up out of here. Yeah.